and from one man ending his directing career at one school to another directing his first performance at another school. Dr. Joe Rickey at Taylor University and Shakespeare's Love's Labour's Lost.
And I have friends who said, I'm not sitting up front. I know, I've heard what's going on. We're not sitting close. And I was like, well, we'll just come out into the aisles and get closer to you then. So you can't escape.
What Rickey's friends are so concerned about is his idea of doing Shakespeare as authentically as possible, including audience participation, says cast member Chris Burns, who plays Barone.
The lights are up the entire play, so there's no... the lights aren't ever down, so it's just going to be like we are right here. And we're constantly try to relate as many lines as possible to the audience, because we've learned that, like, at least from what we can see of it, that's what Shakespeare did. He used his lines to make fun of the audience, to laugh with them, to really make them feel like they're a part of the production, not just kind of this whole fourth wall feel.
Leaving the lights up will be a big change for most theater goers, Rickey admits, but that's what would have happened, for example, at the original Globe Theatre in London. Having the visual distraction of other audience members, which would normally be muted by dim lighting, will demand extra effort on the part of the actors, he says.
You've really got to pull the attention with the speech and with the action, because you don't have these other techniques that we can use with modern theater, which Shakespeare didn't use.
Audience members will also have to deal with the distraction of being handed half-eaten apples or stacks of books, among other things. But Burns says those challenges will be matched by a different kind of theatrical opportunity, connecting eye to eye between the actors and the audience. But that, he says, is hard to simulate in the rehearsal process when the seats are empty.
Like, the cast had just gotten there, we did a read-through, and I was a little skeptical about how things were going to come off, because people were just stumbling over the language, and like no one was laughing. We're like, what is this? But once again, what we notice going through is, as it's acted out is when it becomes alive and when the humor really takes shape. And I'm excited to see how people will respond to the humor and what they'll find really funny and what we can really harp on. I think it'll be completely different than any of our rehearsals.
Rickey says Love's Labour's Lost doesn't seem to be as popular with modern audiences as other Shakespearean comedies. Some people think the language is too referential, for example, but he says it's rich nevertheless, with gender role and class controversy and intense wordplay.
Theater should be as unlike television as possible. As unlike. We already have that experience. We have it, and we have too much of it, in my opinion, and we have very little of this. And we tried to make it, to give them a different kind of experience, an other kind of experience that would, what kind of a Bertolt Brecht thing, I guess, in a way, a theory of theater that it ought to. It shouldn't just go with the kind of the comfortable flow of your everyday life and what you're used to, but it'll speak to you best when you maybe challenge some of those everyday things.
Love's Labour's Lost plays tomorrow night and Saturday, as well as next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Taylor University. Call 765-998-5289 for more information.